Experiencing ED in our 20s is tough. It can feel like I've got my whole life ahead of me and this just can't happen. This can't be possible. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 3 critical resources. If you are in your 20s experiencing erection challenges or performance anxiety, you're in the right place. So there's the one part of us that sees ourselves as building the kind of future that we want, whether that's being successful in the workplace, in our fitness, having an incredible relationship with a partner, perhaps even starting our own family. And then there's the other reality that's going on right now of not being able to get hard or losing the erection during sex. And we think this can't go on. I can't deal with this right now, let alone having to think about a whole lifetime ahead of having to deal with it. So what do we do? Because this can feel confusing. It can leave us feeling stuck, like we don't know who to speak to. We don't want to speak to anybody about it because we feel embarrassed. All of these kinds of feelings come up. Now, I've spoken with many guys in their 20s, right from just turning 20 through to turning 30. And I know that it's possible to get this sorted, but we have to understand as the first step, what is going on? What's at the bottom of this that is specific to you, specific to me as an individual? Because we can fall into this trap of looking at everything online, researching everything, and imagine baking a cake, right? But there's all of these types of ingredients for multiple cakes. Each of them makes a different kind of cake. And we're just taking all of the ingredients. We're trying to consume everything. And we're not going to get the outcome that we want, right? We're not going to get this sorted when we do that because we're not looking at what's specific to us, what's specific to you. It's different. So we have to understand what is at the bottom of this for me, for you individually, to be able to then get clarity on, right, how do I get this sorted? Now I know what's going on for me personally and what's caused this. How do I now get it sorted? How do we do that? So here's the first resource. I'm going to put in the comments a free quiz below called the ED quiz that I've created. It's 10 yes or no questions that you answer. Basically, there's 6 reasons why we experience erection challenges. And this quiz will show you which one or combination of those 6 is going on for you so that you can get to the bottom of what's going on. So that's resource number 1. Resource number 2, if you believe that part of this is to do with porn. When I speak to many guys, especially in the early 20s, porn generally has played a part of this. Perhaps we had a time in our life, young teenage years or throughout our teenage years, where we were watching porn pretty heavily, or the type of porn that we were watching became a bit more extreme over time. This is normal for this to happen. This comes up in many conversations. And what we must understand is that playing a part? Do we still kind of gravitate towards porn now? And if we do, then we have to learn how to shift that relationship and change it, because it's not doing anybody any favors, especially if we're experiencing erection problems. So here's resource number 2. It's a podcast called the Easy Peasy Method. I'm going to put all of these recommendations in the comments below, by the way, so you can get straight to them. So the Easy Peasy Method is a helpful podcast that I recommend often to guys that I speak with, and it's specifically to do with guidance, support, step-by-step guide for being able to leave porn behind. It's not as easy as saying, just stop watching porn, right? Because we develop these hooks for it. Just like with smartphones, with sugar, whatever it may be, it's an addictive substance. That's normal, right? It's normal for us to develop these types of addictions, but it means that we have to learn and get the right tools to be able to change. So the Easy Peasy Method is what I recommend in that space. And then number 3 is a book or audiobook if you want to listen to it that way. Atomic Habits by a guy called James Clear. Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you haven't read this, you've probably heard of it, but if you haven't read it, I would absolutely recommend it. The reality is that whether it is shifting watching porn, changing our relationship with porn, or alcohol, this also comes up often with many of the guys in their 20s that I speak with. It's usually porn or alcohol, not exclusively, but that comes up pretty regularly. The reality is that this is about changing habits. It's changing the current way that we're leading our lifestyle, because we believe that there's a life that's better for ourselves, and we believe there's a type of future that we want that's better, that we know is possible. It's just about getting the right tools, the right tips, the right strategies to get there. This book, Atomic Habits, is very helpful in terms of how to change habits, how to make them easier, how to create new rituals, things that lead us in the direction of life that we want to go. This book helps us on how to do that. I've used this myself. I use it every day. Tips from this book. So they're the 3 recommendations: the ED quiz to be able to get to the bottom of what is going on specific to you, the easy peasy method if you can relate to the porn part of this and you're wanting to step away from porn, the easy peasy method will help you on how to do that. And the book Atomic Habits. This is to develop new habits, new rituals that are in service of the kind of life that you want to create for yourself. That is totally possible, but we must get the right tools and strategies to be able to get there. So if any of this has resonated with you, then I'd like you to press in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see a button that says subscribe. Click on that button so that you can get the latest new videos and tools as I share them, and then head into the comments below so that you can pick which one of those resources is the right one for you. I'd like to finish by saying if you are in your 20s experiencing erection problems or performance anxiety, you are going to get this sorted. This is about getting the right information rather than consuming all of the information that exists out there.